In today's Insider, we are getting the inside scoop on the Jets from our Jets insider, Manish Mehta, who joins us on the phone from the owners' meetings in Orlando. And Manish, the big question all Jet fans want to know right off the bat is, where are they with DeSean Jackson?
Well, look, I don't think the Jets are going to give up a mid-round pick and absorb DeSean Jackson's contract. So if there's a realistic chance that he's going to be a Jet, I think it's going to be only if he gets released by the Eagles. And you know, at this point, I guess anything is possible. But I would be surprised if the Jets took on over $10 million in salary for Jackson in 2014 and parted with a draft pick.
I was also surprised that Woody Johnson mentioned him by name, being that he's still under contract with the Eagles. Anything going on with tampering here?
Look, I think technically the Eagles could file a grievance with the league, but that's not going to happen because everybody knows that the Eagles are trying to move DeSean Jackson. So, yeah, you're right. Technically, the owner probably should not have mentioned DeSean Jackson's name, but I don't think it's a big deal because at the end of the day, the more teams that are talking about DeSean Jackson bode well for the Eagles. I don't think they're going to have a problem with it.
Manish, what's going on with the cornerback position here? I mean, are the Jets going to draft a corner again for like the third time in the last 5 years in the first round? I mean, what's going on? No Darrelle Revis, no Rogers Cromartie, no Walter Thurman, no Brandon Browner. They couldn't even bring Antonio Cromartie back. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Now that position is a position of weakness. What are they doing there?
Well, I think clearly, John, it misread the cornerback market. They did make a play for some guys who were available, and obviously the last guy was Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, who no one's going to mistake for Deion Sanders, but I still think he would have been the number one cornerback on the Jets if he were signed. So do I think they're going to draft a cornerback? Yes. Do I think they're going to draft a cornerback in the first round? No. I don't think that's going to happen, but you're right. This is an area of weakness now. Typically, the secondary, specifically the cornerbacks, are Rex Ryan's strength, and the defense is predicated on that cornerback play. So on the bright side, they've got a terrific defensive line, and they're going to have to consistently bring pressure on the quarterback to mitigate some of the deficiencies on the back end.
Manish, who would be the starter if the season started right now, Geno Smith or Michael Vick?
It's going to be Geno Smith. Look, I know the Jets are talking about an open competition, but I don't think each guy is going to have an equal opportunity to be the week one starter. The Jets want Geno Smith to succeed. That's why I think he will be the week one starter. That doesn't necessarily guarantee that he's going to be the starter throughout the duration of the season, but he's going to have the first crack at it. I think it makes the most sense. If he does struggle, as you guys know and as we've talked about over and over, Rex Ryan really does need to make the playoffs this season, I think, in order to be back in 2015. So if Geno struggles, they have a viable option in Michael Vick. That's a dimension that was lacking last year. They didn't have a guy they felt could come in when Geno didn't play well. I think that guy does exist now in Michael Vick. So I think when it's all said and done, when week one starts and when the season starts in 2014, Geno's going to be under center.
Manish, with all this money the Jets have under the cap and, the money they're not spending, doesn't it make sense now to get Mo Wilkerson's name on a long-term contract? I mean, isn't the time now to do that now before the drama that is sure to come when when his time is up and, he's an unrestricted free agent? How about that?
Well, Joe, I think they're going to pick up his fifth-year option. And if you look at it from a dollars and cents standpoint, it does make sense for the team to exercise that option and sign Wilkerson to a long-term deal next year. So, look, if you're the player, you clearly want to lock something up, and he's one of the top guys on the team, great teammate, really doesn't cause any issues off the field. But from a financial sense, I think I do agree with the Jets in maybe holding off for a year before signing him to a long-term deal. And you're right, they've got a lot of money under the cap. The other name to keep an eye on is Maurice Jones-Drew. The Jets are one of 4 teams, I understand, who are in the hunt for him, along with the Patriots, Dolphins, and Steelers. The Maurice Jones-Drew camp is down here in Orlando. They're going to meet with those teams. So if you look at the secondary free agent market, if the Jets could bring in Maurice Jones-Drew to complement Chris Ivory, I think that's a win for the new general manager. Quickly,
is the Jones-Drew decision going to come quickly one way or the other, whatever team he chooses?
Yeah, I think so. It isn't going to be protracted. Within a week or so, I would imagine that there'll be something in place. Now, he did visit the Steelers. He didn't come away with the contract, but you know, when you're competing against the Patriots, I always say the Patriots, you know, they're a sneaky team. That's a team that can come up and sign them. But the Jets are among the 4 finalists, at least that's my understanding, to get Jones Drew, and I think that would be a quality addition.
All right, good stuff. Our Jets insider Manish Mehta on the phone from the owners' meetings in Orlando. Manish, thanks so much.
See you, Manish.
Thanks, guys.